You're watching Citi TV, broadcasting from number 5 Ula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado, and on the Citiuation Room, which is a show we are bringing you now, we do the discussion on politics and current affairs, the running issues as we move into election 2024. In studio today with me, Sami Wiafi, our correspondent at the presidency. Sami, how is the president doing?
He's doing well. He was at the African Prosperity Dialogue this morning, opening that particular forum. This evening, or later today, he will be in Ambassador Kwei's house for some other issues.
Who's Ambassador Kwei?
Oh, he was Ghana's former ambassador to, I think, Australia or somewhere.
Okay.
He's come on retirement, a very good friend of the president. So
they're going to have small dinner and talk small. And how is Vice President Dr. Bamia doing?
He's well. He's in Estonia now for a 3-day weekend visit. Estonia is known to be one of the countries in Europe where they've moved forward in terms of digitization. So he's going to learn one or two things to come and adapt to the digitization space here in Ghana. Agenda digitization.
Digibaumia. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. When we come back, we'll tell you what our lineup for today is.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Borders of Citi TV. Beyond Borders is the only show on TV that travels around the world to bring you the compelling stories of Ghanaians beyond our borders.
I think we have to change our orientation because here I know people who are graduates, they've shifted into plumbing and they are living very good lives.
Doug, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother.
In Namibia.
Good to see you, my brother.
Wow,
Good to see you, my brother.
Charlie. Beyond Borders!
Beyond Borders is proudly sponsored by Bethel Logistics and Pay Angel.
You're welcome back. This is the Citiuation Room on Citi TV. It is a big day this weekend for the New Patriotic Party. Sitting MPs, at least all of them except 19, are going to know their smoothness level. I mean, there are others who are going unopposed, so maybe the number is more than 19, but it's not that big. There are a lot of them who are going to be contested. It's going to be a keenly and fiercely contested primary this weekend, that's Saturday, as the party goes to the polls to choose parliamentary candidates for election 2024. Lots of exciting news coming up, lots of issues that are rising, court matters and all of that. But if you are just coming to Ghana and not sure what has been happening in the political space, we're just going to give you a quick summary of events. Who is running where? How many people are contesting where? Sami Wiafi is my colleague in studio because Bernard Avle has decided to abandon me here. Sami, let's walk quickly by reminding people of what we have at stake coming up on Saturday, 27th.
All right, so on Saturday, 27th of January 2024, the NPP will go ahead with a much anticipated election to elect candidates for the 2024 election in constituencies with sitting members of parliament. This will be the last, more or less, bridge the party will cross before the main election of 2024. So per the party's own data and statistics, they come out with over, there's a court case, but for now, we are told that court case is no more. That was the Inshaiso one. But there's a new one, which is the Mampon Asante Mapo.
Actually, two of them, because
we'll discuss that one.
One in Central Region.
Yeah, we'll discuss that one as well. We had 17 people being disqualified. Out of these 17, one of them is challenging his disqualification, which is the Akuapem South constituency. We'll talk about that one later. We have 322 who have been vetted and approved by the party to go ahead. We had 3 people stepping down. And we have 33 of these, out of these 322, who are going unopposed. Already some of them have done theirs.
Yeah.
In the northern region, just last week, almost all of them did theirs. And some party in the Greater Accra region have also done theirs. I know of the Okankwe South, Dakwa Newman did hers last week. And so quite a number of them have done their acclamation. And so we're expecting that tomorrow, on Saturday, the much anticipated one will be done. Sanda.
So that's a brief summary.
Yeah.
33 going unopposed. They are very comfortable. Then there are some 19 others. It was 18 that decided not to contest. But there's latest development. You have that. Share with us.
The latest development is that Honorable Obiamwa, the Member of Parliament for the Citiuation South Constituency, on Tuesday officially wrote to the party announcing his decision not to seek re-election. He's been in Parliament since 2012. When it was the Insawam Ebri constituency until it was divided into 2 in 2012. And then we had the Insawam Edreji constituency. Obiamwa opted to be in the Citiuation South constituency. He's been there since 2012.
So that's Ebri.
Ebri, 2012. It was rumored that he wasn't going to seek re-election in the 2024 election. But in the process, when the party opened nomination for individuals who want to run again in these constituencies, Obiamwa showed up. A lot of people were surprised because they had known, or earlier on they were told that Obiamwa wasn't going to run again. But in politics, you never say never. The politicians will always tell you that this is my last term, I do not wish to run again, and the rest happened. Now, the incumbent or the municipal chief executive for Citiuation South, which is a gentleman here by name Frank Edu, had made an attempt to take over from Obiamwa in the unlikely event that he decides not to run again. The party in December issued a caveat that in constituencies where there's a sitting member of parliament, if an MC or a DCE makes an attempt to contest a sitting member of parliament, that DCE should resign 2 years earlier. Now, because this MC, Frank Edu, had not resigned and is still holding on as the MC for the area, he was disqualified from challenging Obiamwa in this race. He went for the vetting all right, but at the vetting process, he was disqualified because Obiamwa has already filed his nomination to contest. In his filing nomination papers, this same Frank Edu wrote a letter to the national leadership, copied to the regional executive, that in the unlikely event that Obiamwa decides to withdraw from the race, he should be considered to contest in the race, because there were rumors all over. And according to those in the constituency, Obiamwa had publicly announced that he wasn't going to seek re-election in this particular election. Now, after the vetting, Frank Edu was disqualified. It then left the race between Eric Samuel and Kwame Ofori. Now, Eric happens to be a former PA to Obiamwa. Eric also happens to be a former research officer for Obiamwa in the constituency. So the two of them are very close, politically, very, very close.
So you can call Eric Obi's boy.
Obi's boy, more or less Obi's boy. Now, the MCE and Obiamwa are not in talking terms. There's a bit of friction between the two of them. It happens a lot in politics, where the DCE and the member of parliament will always have issue. Now, because Obiamwa heard that Frank Edu was going to run, he decided to come and contest again, just so he will show Frank Edu some shaggy, so he will be disqualified. Now, after the filing process, and Frank...
So these are rumors we're hearing.
These are rumors within people within the constituency. So when Frank also decided, or Frank was disqualified, Obiamwa also pulled out of the race just Tuesday. Now the fight is between Eric Samuel and Kwame Ofori.
But Obi's pulling out, even though he has said he pulled out for personal reasons, considering that he pulled out on Tuesday for an election on Saturday, it will be too late for Frank to go through the process unless the party suspends the elections there. What that means is that Eric gets to go easy against Kwame Ofori-Jewu. Is that not what it means?
That's what it means. But in the party, the National Council, which is the second highest decision-making of the party, can also issue the directive that Frank should be included in the race. If that happens, election in Kwapin South will be put on hold till new ballots are printed, which will include Frank in there. Frank has already petitioned the party about this development. The party are here tomorrow will consider this particular petition. So his fate as we speak now hangs on the decision the party will take. Whether the party will allow him to contest because Obi Amwa has withdrawn from the race, or the party will say it's too late, we are just going ahead with the process. So tomorrow we'll decide whether Frank will be in the race or Frank will not be in the race come Saturday.
But for now, Obi is out.
For now, Obi is out.
And he said he doesn't want his name on the ballot.
He doesn't want his name on the ballot. He officially
has he
wrote a letter.
granted any interview where...
Yeah, he did.
And has he been asked questions about this attempted or alleged mafiaing of Frank Edu?
He denied all those allegations. And when he was asked why he was pulling out at this time, he said it was for a personal reason. But he's not quitting politics. He will still be active in the politics of the NPP. You know, he's the director of research for the NPP at the party headquarters. He's also one of the individuals who attend IPAC on behalf of the MP, Obi Ama, on behalf of
senior minister at the Ministry of Local Government. Minister
at the
of
point
State.
in time, he was called senior deputy minister. So he served as a deputy minister for a long while. So that was a nickname given to him.
Okay.
So if that happens, Sanda, National Council can decide whether they will allow Frank to join the race, or they will say the race should be between Samuel and Kwame to go ahead come Ekuapem South constituency election. If it were to be Obi Amwa alone, or maybe Obi and another person, then that person will have a free ride, or the party may take a decision. But because it's a contest among others, the party will need a firm decision. Yesterday, the Eastern Regional Secretary of the party, Anthony Eje, told us that the party in the region, have indeed received the petition. They forwarded it to the National Council, but to them alone, they will wish that Frank Edu will be allowed to contest in this election because he was disqualified based on Obi Amwa's decision to run again. Now that Obi is pulling out, it's just fair and right that you bring Frank back into the election.
Maybe Obi should have waited and pulled out on Friday. Friday
Perhaps.
night. You should have done the thing Kabna before did. No? That would have been, I think that way you can, there's no way.
You can say that, yeah.
But now it makes a bit confusing. Okay. So I think these issues have been well unpacked. The DC or the MC is hopeful that he'll be on the race.
Yes.
The regional executives appear to be on his side.
Yes, they are backing him. The constituency executives are also backing Frank.
Which means that Obi is unpopular amongst his regional and constituency executives.
That's how it looks like.
That's a problem for him.
That's how it looks like. I'm sure that the more reason why he decided not to run again. Because normally when there's this friction between executives and the incoming member of parliament, there's always a problem. They can sabotage you any day, anytime.
So it means that, but he's pushing Eric strongly.
He's pushing Eric strongly. That's his boy. So he's pushing him strongly.
Who is Kwame's?
Kwame, we are told, is a known activist within the NPP in that constituency, one of the financiers of the party in that region. He wants to also come in to see if delegates will allow him to represent the party in the Ekuapem South constituency.
So Ekuapem South, with capital as Ebri, now has these two persons on the ballot.
Yeah.
It's
also interesting to know that in this year's election, the two Ekuapem seats will have different individuals contesting over the years. Sami Oku is going for the northern part of the Ekuapem.
That's
a new candidate altogether. Obi Amwa is also withdrawing, bringing a new candidate. So we'll not see the usual face of Dakwa and Obi Amwa in the Ekuapem areas when it comes to election again. Now 2 new faces are coming in there.
It's very important to make that point. Thank you so much, Sami. Is there anything else you want to show me before we move on to other
I think
issues?
that's it for now.
Okay. This is face-to-face on... okay. Well, it's Sami's face and my face. So you can call it face-to-face if you flip the coin to some angles. But apologies. This is the Situation Room on Citi TV. My name is Umaru Sandawad here with Sami Wiafi. And we are just going through quickly who are running where. Sami, just remind me again, who is running where? You have Bantama on your screen. Okay,
so this is the Bantama constituency. A lot of political watchers are tipping this one to be a closely contested election. There are many who have said that there's a fight between Nana Akufo-Addo and Kennedy Japan. As I said, for a long while worked for Akufo-Addo, from opposition days, he was his political assistant, became deputy chief of staff, now minister for works and housing. The president himself had gone to Bantama to endorse him, that he is the best member of parliament the constituency has had over the years, and that allowing him to contest for a second term will be good for the party. So now it's interesting to know that in the Bantama constituency, almost after every 4 years, they change members of parliament. A clear example was Kokofu.
Apart from Cecilia Dapa.
Apart from Cecilia, almost every member of parliament who's come there has only served as one term MP. Kokofu served as one term when the late Ochem came to move him out during the primaries. In 2020, Asenso also came to move Ochem, the late Ochem there. And in 2024, Asenso will want to break the record of Cecilia Dapa to be a two-term member of parliament who had gone in this election. But Raphael, many have said that he's going to give him a run for his money. His brother, elder brother Kennedy Japan, has been in the constituency for close to 2 weeks, campaigning for his brother, running Asenso down with some few unprintable words, even threatening the delegates that if they make the mistake of electing for Asenso, he may want to spill some few secrets about him and the likes. But some of them have called his bluff and said that, they don't really care what he does. So this is going to be a match that a lot of people are going to look out for. Asenso has come out to say that this gentleman is not a match for him. He's going to win by over 94%. A lot of pollsters have also predicted a win for Asenso in this poll. But Saturday, they say fair delegates.
We'll be in Ashanti region. I'll come back. This is Citiuation Room. Let's go to the Ashanti region. Our correspondent is Hafiz Tijani. Hafiz has some developments that he's following for us from the Mampong constituency. Francis Adainimo's Mampong, Asante Mampong constituency. There appears to be some challenges there, legal issues that are arising. Hafiz, take it over and tell me what's been happening in Mampong.
So the elections officially have been suspended at the Mampong constituency. So this was a legal tussle, a long year legal tussle in the Mampong constituency after some aggrieved persons who felt that they were not allowed to contest the police station elections in 2022. They took the matter to court. They said that when they went for the forms, the constituency executives, some of them, denied handing over the forms to them to contest. And the elections were conducted in a selective manner. So they were not happy about the outcome of the election. That is one. And they were not happy about the validity of the election, saying that they were all party members and they were discriminated against in terms of contesting in the police station election. So they took the matter to court. It proceeded to the Asante Mampong High Court. The court sat on this matter for close to a year. Then the disgruntled party members went further. After the High Court dismissed this case, the disgruntled party members went ahead to secure another or obtain another injunction on the electoral area coordinated election that was supposed to be held, and also the constituency election for the executive. And they were not able to serve the party on time. So the party held those elections, and they were not happy about this still and was pushing further. And that has brought us to this point. They are pushing further to ensure that the polling station elections that were conducted, they are still maintaining that that election was invalid and the party must come back to conduct first elections to allow for the processes to flow. So they are putting pressure on the party to ensure that things are put in the right order. But they believe that the party is not yielding to their grievances, or is not trying to address their grievances. So 35 of them are in court challenging this. So they have brought the matter after it was dismissed at the Asante Mampong High Court. They have come to the Court of Appeals in Kumasi to appeal this ruling. And so for the interim, they have placed or obtained an injunction on the Saturday election, so that if the election does not come on, the court will decide whether their matter deserves to be heard or not in the appeal. So we are looking at somewhere in February for the appeal to be done. But for now, the party has received the injunction and it has decided to suspend the election so that the court processes can flow.
Hafiz, I interviewed the spokesperson of the 35 persons on Eyewitness News and also the party officers. I get the sense that the 35 are against a certain candidate, and the party executives appear to be supporting that candidate. Can you throw more light on that?
Well, exactly. For these 35, I spoke to some of them. They said that the incumbent member of parliament had orchestrated their disqualification when they made intentions or took up the decision to contest in the police station executive election. So that is why they are also bent on ensuring that the decision is reversed, because according to them, the people who were close to the MP or who were in the good books of the member of parliament, the incumbent member of parliament for the area, were given the opportunity to contest, but they were sidelined. So they are not happy with these developments. So the party feels that because they are against the member of parliament, that is why they are going this tangent. But they also say that they are only trying to ensure that the right things are done in the constituency. In terms of discrimination, they are not discriminated against.
Let's move from Adanimo's Mampo and go to Richard Anani's in Shaiso constituency. Again, some fresh development there. People have their own interpretations. Tell us what's happened and how the party is moving forward with that.
So Kennedy Kankam came in to unseat Richard Anani, and he was also unseated by the incumbent member of parliament, Stephen Amwa, the deputy state and industry minister. So Kennedy Kankam, after the 2020 election, was appointed as the MPE for the Asokore-Mampong municipality. So he's the current MP in that municipality. And when they asked to open nominations, he faced a comeback to contest someone who unseated him in the 2020 election, and he is bent on unseating the incumbent member of parliament, Stephen Amwa. But Kennedy Kankam was the youth organizer, and he rose to become the member of parliament of the Ishaya constituency. And the kind of tension that came about when Speaker contested him in that election made the delegates divided in the constituency. And even people who are now supporting the former member of parliament and the current MP for Asokore-Mampong, who is coming back to contest the incumbent member of parliament, have now defected from the incumbent member of parliament to the former member of parliament. So a lot of people see this contest to be very keenly contested. And a polling station executive who was not happy about these developments took the issue to court. He sought to challenge Kennedy Kankam's qualifications to contest the member of parliament. But Kennedy Kankam is saying that he is not an MPE for the Kumasi metropolis, of which the Ishaya constituency falls within or falls under. He is a member of Minister Chief Executive for the Asokore-Mampong municipality, which is a different area, which has an Aswante as its constituency. So that was his challenge of this case. He said that he couldn't have been disqualified because he is not part of people who the party rules have stated that he cannot contest in the primaries where sitting member of parliament are contested. So that court issue has been discontinued, or that injunction has been discontinued by the plaintiff, and the party has said that elections are going to be held there, and there's a lot of political activities and there's a lot of tension in the Ishaya constituency.
So, but has Stika said anything though about his challenger being a sitting municipal chief executive?
Well, when this issue about the court came up, the supporters of Kennedy can come were saying that the incumbent member of parliament was behind these orchestrations, although he has not come out to deny or confirm this. I'm talking about the incumbent member of parliament. But people thought that because the former MP was contesting him, so he was putting people forward and staying in the back to let them push an agenda to disqualify or to ensure that the former member of parliament is disqualified. But these are allegations that were made the camp of the former member of parliament and also some people in the constituency. But now that this has been cleared, there's another gentleman, George Odu, who is also contesting. But the picture is between Kennedy Kalkam and the incumbent member of parliament, Stephen Amwa, who are battling this out in this way.
Let's go to Bantama now in concluding, where the showdown is planned between Kennedy Japon's brother and President Akufo-Addo's candidate. How is that looking?
Well, Sami mentioned that, we have mentioned that the contest, many see this contest as between Kennedy and Japan and the president. So Asenso also described this as
Go ahead.
Also described this election or see this election as between a VIP and an Aboboya. So he's the VIP and his opponent is the Aboboya. And he has said this on many occasions when he went to file his nomination. He said that this person was not supposed to contest him. He's a lightweight. He's not the kind of person who can contest him. But Raf Ejekon, on the other hand, is confident of winning this election. He says that the constituency is in disarray. He's the best person to put things in place. But for many who think that Asenso-Boakye, as the Works and Housing Minister, has done in terms of improving infrastructure in the constituency, they believe that Asenso-Boakye is the right person. Others who also felt disgruntled when issues between Asenso-Boakye and Otema Boakye came up, they are also backing Raf Ejekon in this election, saying that it's a payback time. What Asenso-Boakye, how he went, or the kind of strategy he used to unseat the late Otema Boakye. This is the kind of strategy the brother of Kennedy Japan is also adopting to unseat him. But the Bantama constituency election is expected to be one of the keenly contested, and that is a much talked about constituency as far as this election is concerned.
But Hafiz, it's worth noting that while all of this is happening, the Ashanti Regional Chair of the NPP, Bernard Nchibo-Siaku, is in hot waters himself. I don't know if that's affecting the politics at all in any way.
Well, for now, the party has decided to be quiet on this matter. You know, the matter between the party chairman and the Measure Palace, and the party's leadership has given caution or has cautioned its communicators and supporters not to comment on such issues. So, since the day when the regional or the national secretary or the general secretary of the party addressed this issue, they have not been comment on this matter. And after they visited the Measure Palace and met the members of the traditional council, the party supporters have not been commenting on this matter. We have had some unconfirmed reports about the Ashanti himself, who is out of town, stepping into this matter to ensure that everything is clear. But we have not had confirmation from the Kumasi Traditional Council whether or not their invite of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP Chairman will still hold, and that will be on Monday. So we're still waiting for a word or for an announcement from the Kumasi Traditional Council on whether or not they are still going to invite him as grapevine information that they will soon find themselves accessing to ensure that the matter is brought to finality.
Thank you so much. Hafiz Tijani is our correspondent in the Ashanti region. This is the Citiuation Room on Citi TV, and we're just getting updates from Hafiz there about the Mampong constituency. The election will not come off this weekend, as other parties or other constituencies are going to do this weekend. He's talked also, of course, the Nshaiso constituency and the Bantama constituency, which Sami Yafi has been highlighting for us. When we come back, we'll hear from the National Party Secretariat on the decision in Okuapem South and also some of the issues coming up from the Ashanti region. Please stay with us.
After a busy day at work, consumed by the responsibilities of work, family, church, etc., it's great to get home to a detailed and comprehensive coverage of the day's biggest stories.
Hello, and you're welcome to the Citi Newsroom.
Live from number 5
At Tesano.
Ensuring that all angles of the various news items are accurately and adequately covered. CNR seeks to leave no stone unturned to bring viewers the best in news reportage.
The courts have not stopped us from demonstrating.
We see them in their V8, in their SUVs, using this road, blowing their sirens, but they do not give attention to this route.
So it's still the Citi Newsroom, and I've come to another community called Chachukope.
This is the Citi Newsroom.
What do you make of today being the very last day?
Most of the people here have actually lost all their things.
Citi News can now confirm that the demolition process has begun.
This is the Volta River, aggressive and angry.
You can see behind me a bulldozer busily pulling down structures belonging to thousands of squatters.
Watch CNR for a comprehensive bulletin of the day's biggest stories at 8 p.m. every single day of the week, only on Citi TV.
You're welcome back. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. We've been analyzing for you the key issues coming up. The NPP primaries coming up this weekend. A lot of constituencies going to the polls. A few other constituencies not going to the polls. Let's find out from the party itself how preparations are coming. Go to the national headquarters of the New Patriotic Party. And I'll be joined shortly by a Deputy General Secretary of the party, for what is happening in all the issues. Sami, just take me through your screen again and let's move to the next one. I want to see which other constituencies are of interest. So we have Okuapem South, we've dealt with that. Let's go to the next one. So these are the two candidates that will be contesting
which
for
have come up
South.
in recent times with regards to issues pertaining to the primaries of the NPP come the 27th of January.
Just go back a bit. Let me see. I want to see.
It's really an election. A lot of people.
So we've dealt with Nshaiso.
We've dealt with Nshaiso already.
Stephen Amwa going against Kennedy can come.
Yeah.
And
a repetition of basically 2020. A repetition of 2020 where we had a similar contest between these two individuals. But at that time, Kennedy was the incumbent member of parliament. Stephen Amwa was then the CEO of Maslock. He came in to defeat Kennedy in that particular election. So this time around, it's more or less like the tables have turned. A huge comeback for Kennedy to come and see if he can take back what really belonged to him as far as this election is concerned.
So Sami, just yesterday, as we were wrapping up Eyewitness News, this information came through. Just when we were finishing up with Mampong about the injunction, we received information that Agona West, some persons has also gone to court to prevent the election from happening. And so these are the candidates we have there. Ben Yamwa, Kojoado, Chris Arthur, Yosin Otu. I don't know if you know much about Aguna West, that central region. We'll be getting more details on that. But it's a consensus that would have an interest in whether or not they'll be voting this weekend. Appears to be in limbo now. We would try and raise the
I'm sure the party has a number or a lot of court issues to deal with before Saturday. Because looking at how these disgruntled police station executives or executive within these various constituencies would decide to go to court without using the right procedure. The party has several times come out to say that in the event of any issue, they should use the party channels to address some of these things. The party has a legal committee headed by Gary Macon and then Frank Davis, who are in this area as far as the legal aspect is concerned. So a lot of people may think that if people within the party have grievances in these areas, they'll use the channel. Well, some of these people also feel that the party process is a bit slow.
So they want to go to
the court. They want to go to
the
court, which is the bigger one, and then they will decide on their
Sami, let me go to the national headquarters of the New Patriotic Party. Dr. Antoinette Chibudaku is Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maru.
Great. How is Saturday coming? It must be a very busy atmosphere at your party office, I believe, by now.
It is, but I think we are quite organized. We have gone through all the necessary steps to ensure that we have put in place a monitoring team that would be on the grounds, ensuring that everything that we do, we are abiding by the party constitution. I think constitutionally, we are doing everything in our power and our ability under the guidance of our national chairman and general secretary and other national leaders. So we are prepared, we are ready.
So just to be sure, just last minute reminder of things that we should expect on Saturday. You don't have a single place where everybody is going to come and vote. They are going to vote constituency per constituency. Areas where you have acclamation would have happened already. What will be happening on Saturday?
We still even have some acclamations that are scheduled for 28. So it's not all the acclamations that have happened. What is going to happen on Saturday is constituencies with sitting MPs where we have more than one aspirant are going to go through a primary contest to choose who is going to represent the party for the December 7th election. So that is mainly what is happening. And we have, as we put in our last statement, we have 376 aspirants that were vetted. Out of that, we have some disqualified, we have some court cases, and we have some that are unopposed. So the unopposed ones are the ones that are going to go acclaimed. So I think we have 323 aspirants in all that are going to be in the contest, in the primary contest this Saturday.
In the areas where you're going to have the election, what time does the election start? When does it end? How are you going to deal with camping of delegates? It's an issue that your party has been talking about prior to Saturday.
Okay, so we have come out to say that camping of delegates is not allowed. The start time is 7 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to make sure that as much as possible, we don't end up having congestion in specific voting centers. You would also know that the voting centers were chosen, and there was a coordination amongst all interested stakeholders in deciding which voting centers is best for all the aspirants, in order not to say that you've chosen a voting center that tends to vote to favor one aspirant as against the other. So all of these things have been taken into consideration before the centers have been agreed upon. The regional party especially is going to be very, very visible in this, in ensuring that all the voting centers don't get congested, because we are saying that we would start at 7 and by 3 p.m. latest would have closed. That means that we'd have to ensure that there's enough booths so that where the queue start getting long, you don't end up getting delegates being crowded at one place. It's for the camping issue. The party has come out clearly to say that it is not allowed. If you would remember, recently we've actually gone through, this will be our third contest. We've been through 2 contests, and I was in all of them. I've been part of the monitoring team. I've headed the monitoring team, and there was no camping, both for the presidential primaries and for the parliamentary primaries in orphan constituencies. So I have this same belief that the party, all stakeholders involved, would ensure that we adhere to the guidelines and the rules that have been put out by the national party. It's for our own good and to ensure that the process is as smooth, as clear, and as transparent as possible.
What about the last minute issues of, the album, people's name not being on it and all of that? Have all candidates certified that this is the album that is going to be used and all parties agree to that? Electoral Commission is in the know, so that we don't see people coming up to say a different album is being used, they are going to be disenfranchised or they are going to be treated unfairly?
We have given enough time and enough notice for everyone who has a problem or a complaint about the album to come forward. Secondly, this album is not one that is being used for the first time. No. This is what we use for our internal contest, where we were able to select our national leaders. It's the same album that we use for the presidential. It's the same album that we have used for orphan. And it's the same, of course, constituency by constituency. So let's say we used it for the orphans when we came to their case, but now we are using it for the sitting MPs. And yes, we have made all stakeholders agree. Where there are cases where they are still missing names, we have done our best to resolve all of them. That said, we are not saying that everything is going to be 100%. Remember, we are relying on systems, and it's people who input data in the systems. So where there will be anomalies, we will deal with it on that day. And that's why we have monitoring teams that will go around. The monitoring team comprises a national executive, regional executive, and we also have constituency. Remember, we have constituency parliamentary election committees who would also be there. So in all stakeholders would have to reach a decision if there's an issue, and we'll resolve it as best as possible. We are not going to allow people to come back later with cases about the wrong albums and a different album. No. All of this has been presented to the Electoral Commission, and stakeholders are aware of it. So as far as the National Party is concerned, this is how far we've gone in making sure that we've made adequate preparation for Saturday's primary contest.
Which constituencies are you not going to have elections as a result of a court injunction or a court process that is pending? Do you have a list that you're working with officially?
That's at the last, the last publication that came out in Shaiso and Asante Mampong. We haven't received the court summons yet. We are not sure the processes as yet, but those two have been put on hold. Yesterday, I don't know, there hasn't been, I think today we are having National Executive Committee meeting, but our sitting MP for Ikuapem South has dropped out of the race, and that could probably change the current situation because an aspirant was disqualified because he was contesting against a sitting MP, and I am aware that he has sent a petition to the National Party. I don't know what decisions have been reached as yet. We are having NEC is today, and I think afterwards the General Secretary, National Chairman, would come out with a statement for the public to be made aware of the situation in Ikuapem South.
What are the possible issues that will come out of there? Will Frank Edu be allowed to run? And if he's going to be allowed to run, do you have enough time for this Saturday, or there's a likelihood that it may be postponed? What issues are going to be determined?
I can't really say what the conclusion would be. I think one of the things that I can always say is that the party has a constitution. At the same time, rules and regulations and guidelines on parliamentary elections, presidential elections, whatever it is, which are internal within the party, the National Council and National Executive Council, National Executive Committee and National Council for that matter, are empowered by the party constitution to be the only body within the party that makes decisions. So if steering committee meets or there's National Executive Committee meets on National Council and the rules are varied, it is the only body that has the power to say that this is how we are going to go about it. So it was at the National Executive Committee meeting that the primary contest for these two constituencies was set aside. That is in Shaiso and Asante Mampong. So if following this, there's been a change of situation in Ikuapem South, I believe that the case and the situation, all the facts is going to be put again before National Executive Committee. I'm a member of the committee as well. And based on that, a decision will be reached. But it will be very presumptuous of me to say that this is the decision that will be reached. No, I don't think I can say that right now.
You've mentioned in Shaiso, that decision you've taken there, how popular is it within your party base? Because it appears as if you have set a rule, but you are picking or cherry picking with that rule. That's some of the criticism coming against you. Can you justify this decision of yours in Inshaiso?
I don't think that it's about cherry picking or anything in that in the situation. You see, we made the rule, but the contextual situation of that rule seems to have changed. And we would have to say that that part of it is not stated clearly or is not categorically clear in the rule that if MMDC from another jurisdiction should come and pick a form, should he be allowed to contest or he shouldn't? And that is why I said again that National Executive Committee and National Council are the main authority or the rule or regulation making body of the national party. And they are enshrouded with the power to then make a decision to interpret and say, this is what the rule meant, or these are the implications. Now, remember another thing, and we keep explaining to people, we are a political party. We have a constitution and everything. But as much as possible, we are also one family. So in the interest of making sure that we keep our family together, we will have to make the best decision and the right decision. So I don't think it's about the fact that a lot of people are not happy. What do we do, or how do we make sure that rules and regulations that we make does not break up our party? I think that is also a very essential importance.
We're just receiving information over the last 24 hours or so that in Aguna West too, you're going to be having a challenge. Some persons have sought an injunction. Has that come to the attention of the party at the head office?
No, we are not aware of that. In fact, I'm monitoring in the central region, and all the information and files that I have received, I haven't been told that. Not at all.
Finally, what's your party's plan to deal with incumbent MPs who are going to be defeated, incumbent MPs who are very powerful, and the possible cracks that may emerge? Have you prepared all these incumbent MPs psychologically to tell them that there's a chance they may lose, and if they lose, they should work with the party? Have they signed a pact of a sort like the one Alan Chemanti signed that he threw in the gutter afterwards?
I don't know why you'd say he threw in the gutter afterwards. Well, what we did is during the vetting, and I being a chairperson of one of the vetting committees, had all aspirants commit to supporting each other no matter what happens in a contest. Only one person is going to emerge as a winner. The majority is what would carry the person through, the aspirant through. That was what will make the aspirant be declared as the eventual parliamentary candidate. We would very much, as a party, want to ensure that no matter what happens, we have all other aspirants supporting. But that said, we can't guarantee 100% that is what is going to happen. We will do our best to make sure that we mend. It is natural. I mean, you go into a contest, even in an examination, when your friends do better than you, sometimes you get a little bitter and a little sad. So as a national party, yes, we are prepared to do our best to make sure that we mend, all the divisions, cracks, and anything that should come out after this contest. When it comes to our citizen MPs who would lose, I wouldn't say that a lot of them, we are not expecting a lot of them to lose. We are not even thinking about who would lose and who would not lose. Our for me, and I think for all the national party, the most important thing right now for us is that we have a successful contest that is truly reflective of our support at the ground. Who do the people want? Who are the people prepared to campaign for? Who are the national leadership going to have to work with in the next administration? Who at the constituency level, the constituency leadership also saying that we can campaign and we can work for this person, and this is the person who can win the seat for us. For us, I think those are the core and most important things. And no matter who comes out as the winner in each seat, our pledge is to support the person through and through until you win the seat for the party.
You've already lost 19 MPs in Parliament even before the game on Saturday, and you are bound to lose some of them. That's going to weaken your party front in Parliament, don't you think?
So I don't think it's about the fact that we have lost them. I think we have lost them. Not, for me, I don't always see it as we've lost them, because I believe that you don't have to only be a contributing member of the party when you are in Parliament. I am not in parliament, but I am doing my best to contribute to the growth and development of the party. I think we want to have members of parliament who are no longer in parliament, but are still willing to contribute to the party's growth and development in diverse ways. And you don't only have to be a member of parliament to be able to do that. So I think that is a thought that we must keep nurturing amongst our very experienced parliamentarians. I'm sure there are various reasons for which the 19 members of parliament have decided they don't want to compete again. My thinking is that they must ensure that they are good mentors, that they have left indelible footprints that people would want to follow. And they must therefore nurture more people to, step into their shoes, take up the mantle. We need to grow more people who can contribute to our growth, the growth and development of our nation. And for this, I say not just as an NPP person, but also as a development analyst, that one person cannot hold on forever. We do need more people. We need everybody to give some form of contribution. And that's why, as a democratic party, the New Patriotic Party is very encouraging. We have some seats where we have 5-6 aspirants competing. And for me, this shows the strength in the party and the fact that we do adhere to democratic rules. And it is our wish and our ardent desire that at this contest, all 6 people with their followers would add up to the numbers that we have in the party. So I'm not thinking about this game of losers and winners. I think we are winners all through. The most important thing is how we come back together after the contest.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Doc.
A pleasure. And call me again. Bye-bye.
I'll do so. That's Dr. Antoinette Chibu-Dako. She's Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, talking to us about the plans for the weekend on Saturday and also the few issues that are coming up in terms of the party's parliamentary primaries coming up in constituencies that it has sitting MPs. Of course, Citi TV, Citi FM, we're bringing you exclusive coverage of everything that's happening everywhere on Election Day on Saturday. This is the Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Stay with us. We'll be back with more.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD Plus boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
You're welcome back. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. I am Umaru Sandamad here with Sami Wiafi, and we're just looking at the key issues that are coming up in the party's parliamentary primaries. Sami, what are the big takeaways for you as we move into Saturday?
Well,
because the last thing that the MP is going to do before the election.
Yeah,
except the choosing of a running mate.
A running mate. We are told that one is going to happen in February, in February, which is next month, when the presidential candidate will officially make that big announcement, which everybody is waiting for. But before that, on Saturday, we should expect a mixture of sadness and happiness. Both of them. You may think that, or you may want to consider members of parliament who have really worked well and members of parliament who have not worked well. Now, the national chairman of the party some few days ago issued a statement when it says that the party delegates should reward the individuals who they feel have done well for the party. It didn't mention whether it was a member of parliament or any of these candidates who are challenging the members of parliament. It then goes to attest that if you feel the member of parliament has not done well within the last 4 years, you have an opportunity to take him or her out and bring in another person. If you feel the member of parliament has done so well and you wish that he or she will continue with the development agenda of the constituency, you have an opportunity to endorse that candidate and bring him or her again for the 2024 election. Then again, a lot of people also want to make the argument that if indeed there's a member of parliament who made a number of promises and that particular promises have not been fulfilled, and but still has the support and word of people, what's going to happen? Normally, the delegates election of a political party, which the NPP in particular, is always a dicey one. It's always difficult to predict. You may think you've done so well as a member of parliament. You think you've done everything that a member of parliament is supposed to do. But then the delegates may think that you haven't done one or two things. There are certain areas where they consider other factors aside your commitment to development in those constituencies. They look at your social engagements, which is very important to them. How often you attend social events? How often do you more or less live with them in that particular area? And so they may want to consider all these things.
And most importantly, how often you put your hand in the pocket?
In the pocket.
You said that it is a performance, but we do know that it's not only performance.
So I had the opportunity to visit a member of parliament, a good friend of mine, and right in front of his gate, from his gate to his wall, the number of people who were sitting there waiting for him. So I asked him, I had the opportunity to just, aside those people went and I asked him, like, Charlie, but why are all these people here waiting for you? And he tells me some are coming for school fees, some are coming for hospital bills, some are going to marry and they need his support, some are even going to bury their relative and they want him to buy coffin for them.
That's the thing Honorable Thatcher said to me on face-to-face.
There you are.
Well, so as we go, just to remind...
But then again, Sandra, you ask yourself that if you spend all these resources for a primaries, why do they still want to become members of parliament when they go through all these challenges before they become members of parliament? Well, perhaps they may be in the best position to explain to us why they want to still go to parliament
all the stress that they claim.
After all the stress they claim they go through.
Just before we go, just to remind our viewers that Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics did a poll that we shared here last week, just to remind. So he did 8 constituencies. In Sawama Edwedri, he says that Frank Anodopre is going to win. In Yendi, he said that Farouk Aliu Mahama is going to win. If you go to Auto Senya East, he said Hawa Kumsin, Honorable Mavis Hawa Kumsin is going to win. If you go to the Bantama constituency, he said Francis Asensu Boachi is going to win. If you go to the Nshaiso constituency, he said that Stephen Amwa is in hot waters, but he is likely to be, based on the prediction, he's looking good, but it's not as good because he has only 21% of the vote, and there are 29% who have not decided and 44% who are undisclosed. And this was even before Kennedy's thing was confirmed. Now that it's been confirmed, it means that Sticker is in big trouble over there. You go to the Bekwai constituency, where Joe Wise is not going, but endorsing COP Alex Mensah. According to Musa Dankwa's predictions, COP Alex Mensah may not make it.
Eduse
Poku would win. If you go to the Adansia Square constituency, where Katie Hammond is in a fight for his political life, 23% for him, not very good, because there are 33% who have not disclosed, 34% who have undecided or have not decided. Now, if these people are generally not supposed to vote for incumbent candidates, Katie Hammond is in trouble, according to what Musa Dankwa's Global Info Analytics has done. In Dom Kwabenya in Greater Accra, he said Michael Quaid Jr. is going to win against Sarajua Safo, and the percentage is huge. 43% for Michael Quaid Jr., 10% for Sarajua Safo. So that's just something that we have an eye on. And like we always do with Musa Dankwa, after the elections, we bring him in the studio and say, bring your notes, let's compare. And the last time he has done so well, this time around we keep an eye and see what happens. He'll be here on Saturday to justify or defend or throw his hands up in despair. We need to wrap up, Sammy.
Sure.
We're done.
We wish all the candidates the best on Saturday.
All of them.
We wish them all the best.
Especially who?
We wish all of them the best.
That's it for Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Sami Yafi is just the man you just heard. He's our correspondent at the presidency, sitting in for Bernard Kokwavle. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. This has been Citiuation Room on Citi TV. It's your world. Keep watching Citi TV.